Hey guys, I'm JS Method, or Coach JS, full-time lead coach and content creator. Today, I want to walk y'all through an example of what my standard day looks like. So first, let's talk about scheduling. I try to schedule a rough draft of my days a week beforehand, and then a more exact day of what needs to get done and when we're going to do it the day before. And I view creating a schedule in blocks. Each day can be divided into blocks, and each block has two big resources to consider: time and energy. Each block, like let's say video creation is a block, that's going to take X amount of time and Y amount of energy. Now, energy is something that's incredibly underrated when people talk about time management. Energy levels fluctuate over the course of a day and spike at different times of the day for different people for all kinds of different reasons, right? Some people are night owls, some people are early birds. For example, I feel really good in the morning, so I try to get my creative work and my stressful work done in the first half of the day. If I schedule that stuff for my back half of the day, not only do I really dread doing it, but I also do it subparly. You can also use these principles to prioritize what you want to get done. You can add up the time and energy and compare that to the expected return on investment, or ROI, and see what makes the most sense for you to do immediately. For me, there's always so much that has to get done. There's always so many things I want to try, right? I always want to play more games. I always want to coach as much as possible, but I always want to be making as much content as possible so I can stay relevant. It's like, what is going to make the most sense to do? Well, you measure how much time something takes, you measure how much energy it takes, you compare the outcome of that to all the other things, and then you kind of have your day for you. So let's get into it. 11 a.m. morning routine. The best part about running a business related to League and related to video games is I get to wake up really late. Now, I actually don't mind waking up early. Back in high school, I used to wake up at like 5 a.m. to do work early in the morning, again, because I am a morning person, but it is pretty cool to get to sleep in. I really value my sleep. And if I wake up really early, there's no time, like nobody wants to get lessons at 5 a.m. usually. I have a lot more interaction in the mid and back half of my day. So to make sure that that's my morning, I tend to wake up later, right? So I usually wake up around 11 a.m. so I can start my day of work at noon. In the mornings, I start by brewing and enjoying some coffee. I love coffee. This is one of my favorite things in the morning. Then I get up and head out on a walk with my dog. Now, getting outside is so incredibly important for mental health, for waking up the brain, getting sunlight, and generally just getting out of the house. It's so important to wake up your body, getting the blood flowing a little bit, getting things to pass by so your eyes and brain kind of wake up, getting some sunlight so you kind of realize it's morning and it's time to get working. That stuff is so important and so powerful. I've noticed if I skip going outside, because I'm always really tempted to in the mornings, I tend to perform a lot worse with whatever I have going on in the morning. So it's really easy to stay cooped up, staying inside, working on projects, playing solo queue, or just coaching all day. But my dog has really been a blessing in that, where she really makes me take her outside, and that's really, really good. So once I get outside, I really try to take my time, appreciate the walk, and just kind of, maybe do a little bit of a run with her, or just sit and enjoy the sun. Just really appreciate being outside. That's so valuable because it's so easy to get cooped up inside all day. 12 p.m. noon, coaching. So around noon, I start my first block of work. Today, it's coaching. So despite building my brand around being a league coach, I only do 2 to 4 hours of coaching per day. The majority of my day is actually spent focusing on growth, experimentation, and study. Since esports is such a new industry and League is such a fast-paced work environment, it's really vital to spend a lot of time keeping up. So this includes getting in a block of solo queue, studying new concepts, and creating content. So I'll coach for around 2 hours per block. 2 p.m. video production. Each day, I try to spend at least 1 to 2 hours on video production. This means making TikTok clips from my Twitch VODs and my YouTube videos, creating original TikToks, or working on these kind of YouTube videos. For the past month, we've been releasing a YouTube video every single day. We did about, I think, 45 videos straight, and that was taking up a huge chunk of my day. That block of creating a YouTube video each day was giant in terms of time and energy. So between finding good video ideas, scripting and editing, and all of the other tiny little things that go into creating a fully formed video, it took so much energy. One of the biggest challenges was finding ideas that were valuable enough and simple enough to finish them all within one day. Now, I'm aiming for 1 to 2 YouTube videos per week. I know this one's coming out a little bit later because we took a little bit of break to kind of analyze the stats and see what's going on. But now with the slower schedule, spending the same amount of time that really opens up our creative freedom for me and the editor, right? We get to tackle more complex videos and we definitely have a more variety of ideas to try. So I'm super excited to try these 1 to 2 videos per week. Let me know what you guys think about branching out this kind of content and some of this different style of video. 4 p.m., 2 block of League. So each day I try to get in at least a couple of games of League per day. Staying up to date with the current meta, the player perception, and generally just practicing the ideas I coach is incredibly important to me. I believe a good coach should know what it feels like to execute concepts on a high level, and they should know what it feels like to really improve and do the things they're talking about. And since League is a relatively mechanically simple game compared to if you think about hitting a baseball or doing a sport, that's really mechanically hard. But clicking your mouse and things like that, especially if you're playing simple champions like I do, League is a relatively mechanical, simple task. So since I believe that, I also believe any good coach with good concepts should at least be able to get into the top, 1% or 0.1% of the community, high diamond, diamond 2, whatever, right? So that's a really important thing to me. I try to make sure I play a little bit per day just so I can maintain that. Also, right now, side note, I'm feeling really good about my gameplay. I think my win rates are high. I'm playing some pretty good games. I have some new ideas that I'm executing on, and I really think that I'm super close to Grandmaster, so I'm going to keep pushing for that. I think that's awesome. 6 p.m., table tennis. So around this point in the day, I'm pretty mentally exhausted. I can't really focus at my desk any longer. I can't really do any mental stuff. If I try to coach or play or make content, it takes way longer and it comes out with way lower quality. So around this time in the day, I try to just get my body moving and get the blood flowing. So sometimes it's a run, sometimes it's table tennis, sometimes it's just a body workout, whatever. 2 to 4 times a week, I'll go play table tennis. I used to play table tennis extremely competitively in high school. So I'm one of the better players in my area. I'm rated about 1800, which I think is around high plat in League terms. So it's pretty fun. It's a thing that, it's nice to get my body moving. It's very fun to play at a high level. If I'm not playing table tennis on that day, I'll get outside. I'll do some form of workout there, right? I really like running. So sometimes I'll do timed mile runs. I'll run for time or I'll just run to exhaustion depending on how I'm feeling and what I've been doing recently. If I don't play table tennis or run, I'll just do some bodyweight workouts, right? Very simple stuff. Not really with the goal of getting stronger or anything, just with the goal of getting the blood moving. So I'll just say next 20 minutes, we're gonna do as many push-ups as possible. I'll crank out, 200, 300 push-ups, whatever I can handle for 20 minutes. I'll push myself to my limit for 20 minutes and I'll come back inside, take a shower, and I'll reassess, right? 100 burpees, just a bunch of sit-ups, whatever I can figure out to do. I also find it incredibly important to stretch and relax before and after any exercise I do. Not only does it basically boost the effectiveness of the exercise, it's also incredibly good for the mind and helps improve my focus. So physical health is one thing I try to prioritize every single day, especially because as gamers, it's so easy to neglect it and spend all day sitting. So it's too easy to stay inside. It's really easy to forget that sunlight and vitamin D and getting your blood pumping and just taking a break in general is so powerful. It increases your effectiveness on the Rift, it improves your quality of life, and it's basically like natural antidepressant pills. It's super amazing, and I really try to prioritize it. Your brain tries to trick you into not exercising or to not going outside, especially as a gamer, right? I think we've all experienced that, but super important to get it done. 8 p.m., private lesson. After getting out of the house and being active, I feel mentally replenished and I'm excited to get some more work done because I know I'll be refocused and I just worked out and I'm feeling good. I aim to mentally strenuous things like coaching or creating YouTube video for right after my exercise block. Again, this is some pretty boring work. It's just 2 to 3 hours of either a private lesson or recording a video or whatever. 10 p.m. 0 to 1 marketing. Now, near the end of the day, again, I'm pretty tired. This time, my body and my brain are tired. So I like to kind of relax and do something that's not that intensive. So at the end of the day, I always strive to spend a little bit of time interacting with the community. So partially with my community, like my Discord and the JS Academy, and then partially with those communities that I'm a part of, but that I don't run, like the Tryndamere and Annie subreddits, like Twitter, like my favorite streams, that kind of thing. Now, I have 2 major goals with this time. My first goal is to really appreciate every member in my community. Anybody who chooses to interact with me, watch my content, buy my coaching, or just hang out in general is awesome. Each individual is helping me create an opportunity to make a living with one of my favorite passions in life. And I believe I have lots of value to provide and help other people who really enjoy this passion. So I really want to show as much appreciation as I can to every single person in my community. So if you're listening here and you're 10 or 12 minutes into the video or whatever, leave me a comment below. Say what's up, say you're watching. I really appreciate you. Now, my second major goal is to provide value outside of my community so that it drives more people to my community. Now, the goal is to make purely valuable posts on external platforms solely for the purpose of the post. This means no link pointing back towards me, no advertising my coaching, no like marketing, right? So the idea is to kind of just give lots of good information, so valuable that people want to see if I make other stuff or they want to read other posts I've made. Right? Which I do have links on my profile if they choose to click, right? I have my links on my Twitter profile or my Reddit, whatever. So I believe this is a really good ethical way of marketing because it's not really marketing, right? It's building authenticity and authority and provides real value. So the more and more I can do this, the more and more people know and respect my name, but not necessarily that are driven to my coaching. Well, the more people that know and respect your name, the easier it is to build kind of a community for the coaching or for the Discord or for my YouTube videos or whatever it is. It's a concept that you really have to believe in because you won't see the results every night. But I believe that each person I can give insight to on stuff I'm knowledgeable about, like how to improve your mental or how to climb or how to play Annie or how to play Tryndamere mid, is an opportunity to showcase my skills. And I really believe that it will come back to me. And so far it has, and I really appreciate that. I fully believe that this is the best way to grow an online brand like mine. It also highlights my passion and my work ethic relative to other people who, you know, there are a lot of coaches like on Fiverr who say, oh, I'm Challenger, I deserve an audience. And it's like, not necessarily. What have you done to deserve that, right? I think one of the biggest issues with league coaching is there is no way to rank a coach. If you want to rank a player, you can just check their op.gg. I wish there was like an op.gg for coaches because from the outside, it's really hard to tell who's a good coach and who isn't. So to combat that, I try to be as transparent as possible with my information and my methods and my sessions. Like if you're unsure about me or you want to see if my coaching's worth it or not, well, I have sessions of my coaching on my YouTube. I have YouTube videos describing, you know, all of the concepts I talk about. I stream on Twitch where you can see me apply what I talk about. I have thousands of hours of content to showcase what I've done, how I've done it, and what I want to help y'all do. 12 a.m., midnight, night routine, and girlfriend time. So around midnight, I wrap up the workday and I get ready to just unwind and spend some time on myself. I'll finish responding to DMs for the night. I'll interact with the Academy a little bit. I'll check comments and make sure everything is okay. Then I will close my Discord and I will turn my ring light off. Now, this sounds like a little thing, but it's actually a really big symbol to my brain. If that work light is off, it signifies that it's time to rest. It's time to relax. No work can be done from like midnight to like 11 a.m. the next morning. If that light's off, I'm not really doing any major work. Now, this really helps me relax. It allows me to be on my computer and play games for fun because I kind of have the assumption I'm not in work mode, right? So usually at this time, I'll go spend time with Kate, my girlfriend, right? We'll go watch a show. Maybe we play some Valorant or maybe we just hang out with the puppy, whatever it is. Sometimes I'll go play some games for fun with my IRL friends or call it an early night and catch up on sleep. Sleep is something that's so important And it's really important to understand how much sleep you need. I found that I need 9.5 to 10 hours of sleep per night, or I will end up crashing and being unproductive. That's one thing that I really wish I learned about myself earlier, is that I cannot force myself to get less sleep than my body demands, because I will end up paying for it, either through being really upset and cranky, and then that affects me negatively and everybody around me negatively, or my body will just straight up crash after a week of only sleeping for 8 hours a night. My body will just crash for a whole day and I won't be able to do anything. So sleep is so important. It really helps your quality of life. It helps you be productive. It helps you feel good. It's so important. And I really recommend you guys go have a good night's sleep tonight. Have a good night. Peace.